вооружениями. Сегодня с 18:00 часов до
What if a ceasefire wasn't a pause in war, but a strategy to win it? Ukraine says Russia used the Easter truce not to stop fighting, but to strengthen its battlefield grip. Let's break down what happened because this story is far from over. Last week, Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered a unilateral ceasefire from 6 p.m. Moscow time on April 19 to midnight on April 21st. The Kremlin claimed it would halt attacks to observe the Easter holiday, but Ukraine says otherwise. Ukrainian military units accused Russia of using the so-called ceasefire to move heavy weapons and more soldiers to key frontline positions. According to Ukraine's Kharkiv brigade, Russia quietly pushed more troops into the Kharkiv region in eastern Ukraine. Meanwhile, another unit told the Daily Telegraph that Russia was preparing routes for heavy equipment near the Black Stallion River in Luhansk. Ukraine's 66th Separate Mechanized Brigade also reported drone strikes during the truce and spotted Russian personnel moving machine guns toward the front line. Ukraine insists this fits a familiar Russian pattern, using ceasefires and negotiations not for peace but to gain ground. Despite the Kremlin's announcement, Ukraine claims there was no ceasefire at all, especially in the Kursk region. President Zelensky said Russia launched a staggering 2,935 attacks on Easter Sunday alone. That included 96 ground assaults, 1,882 instances of shelling, 812 of those involving heavy weapons, over 950 drone attacks. Most of the strikes were centered around Pokrovsk. Zelensky said, and I quote, "This Easter has clearly demonstrated that the only source of this war and the reason it drags on is Russia." End quote. Analysts told the Telegraph that Putin's ceasefire was less about peace and more about public relations. The announcement came just as the Trump administration in the US said it may soon end its push for a peace deal. So far, 3 US-backed ceasefire proposals have been put forward. Ukraine has accepted all of them. Russia has rejected each one. Still, the Trump administration continues to criticize President Zelensky and has refused to pressure Russia. President Zelensky had earlier proposed that the Easter ceasefire be extended to 30 days, but Russia didn't agree. Zelensky says Ukraine will match Russia's actions, attacks with attacks, and peace with peace. His words, and I quote, "We are ready to move toward peace and a full, unconditional, and honest ceasefire that could last for at least 30 days, but there has been no response from Russia on that so far." End quote. He added that pressure on Moscow and real oversight of its forces are the only way any ceasefire can work. Stay tuned as the situation at the front lines continues to unfold.